This is bigger than triumph. This is for the warrior. This is for you and I. This is for euphoria. Give me your peace of mind. God is recording this. Won't you look in the sky? What?
I am a freedom fighter.
Right now, it's Saturday morning. We call it Superhero Saturday. And all across the country, there are thousands of black women and girls who are walking in their neighborhood parks, who are occupying those parks, who are reclaiming the streets of their neighborhoods right now. Merritt Park in Oakland, right now. Prospect Park in Brooklyn, right now. Have their sneakers on. I have my superhero blue shoes on. They are walking for absolute healing, to inspire their daughters and to reclaim the streets of their neighborhoods. It's called GirlTrek. GirlTrek is a national health movement of thousands of black women who, in the words of the legendary civil rights icon Fannie Lou Hamer, are sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was a classroom teacher, a history classroom teacher in Atlanta, Georgia. And I heard a statistic that the black girls born in the year 2000, half of them would get diabetes if nothing changed. If the levels of activity and if the diet of these girls did not change, half of them would get diabetes. Those were the girls in my classroom. It was not okay for me. I had no idea what to do. I had no background in healthcare. I had no idea, I didn't even know what public health was. I didn't even know it was a field. All I knew is that if I didn't do something, like right then, I was gonna literally explode. I could not talk about the Civil War anymore when I knew that half of my girls were gonna get diabetes. I could not have one more meeting about college preparation when I knew that half of my girls were gonna get diabetes. I also knew that every time I called the parents to come and take walks with us, that none of them came. Because they were working, because they were tired, because they were depressed. And so my co-founder, Vanessa Garrison, said, you know what, you can't just keep taking girls walking or hiking. What if we rallied their mothers to take to the streets and to develop new habits of activity every single day? What if we could convince 1 million black women across the country to make walking in their neighborhoods a habit? What would change? Well, we know health outcomes would change. We know that 4 out of 5 black women are over a healthy weight right now. We know that. We know that. It's hard to talk about, but it exists. 4 out of 5 of the women in my family are over a healthy weight. We know that that is deadlier than cigarette smoking. We know that it's deadlier than HIV/AIDS. We know that it's deadlier than gun violence, and no one's talking about it. We know that that number's only gonna rise, obesity statistics. We know that it's mostly caused from a lack of physical activity and diet. And so we wanna do something about it. Right now, GirlTrek is 47,000 neighborhood walkers across the country, and we will not stop until we get to 1 million walkers by 2018, and we need every single person in here to help us do it. I just want to tell you about the power of walking, what happens when you walk. You guys know. You know that, first of all, walking is the single most powerful thing you can do for your health. You know that sitting is deadlier than smoking. We know that walking is also historically absolutely relevant in this case. That when black women walk, things have always changed, from the boycotts in Birmingham to Harriet Tubman to when black women walk, we're about to shake something up, and so watch out in Chicago, watch out in Newark, it's about to go down. This happened just a week ago, just last Saturday. Vanessa flew to Chicago. You guys know this dim lighting in somebody's cafeteria somewhere, but I bet you haven't seen this many moms rallied. I bet you haven't seen this many moms ready to take over the streets in their neighborhoods wearing superhero blue because they think they're the heroes of their neighborhoods. And if you look in this picture here, they brought their daughters with them. This is what role modeling looks like. This is what change looks like. This is what a health initiative that is community-led looks like. And I tell you, this is what a movement looks like. And I'm tired of people appropriating the name movement and not moving people to be solution makers of their own problems. And so that's what movement looks like. What we know is that we're at 42,000 strong now. We're going to 1 million. What we know is that we right now are occupying 20 cities, 108 parks across those cities, and that means there's somebody there wearing superhero blue every Saturday morning. You want to know where it is in your neighborhood? Just hit me up. I'll tell you where it is. Buy your shirt. That's going to help us out. That's an easy way for you to support. We know that our impact right now is that 19% of those have created a habit of walking, which means they walk at least 5 days a week, 30 minutes a day, which is a game changer in terms of every health statistic. We know we want to get that number up to 25%. We have work to do. This is how you can help. There's no way we're going to go from 40,000 to 1 million without really, really smart people helping us and lining up. It's why I made it my business to know everyone here. That's why I want you guys to get fired up about your venture and to make it your business to know this matters to me, and I need you guys to help us. One, you can rep GirlTrek and Superhero Blue wherever you go. You can buy a shirt. If you don't want to buy it for yourself, buy it for somebody, buy it for your student, buy it for your wife. Buy a shirt, wear Superhero Blue, represent. Number two, you can help us mobilize black women. If you are in a book club with black women, if you have students, if you are a part of the PTA and you know some black women in PTA who need a GirlTrek walking team, bring them to me. Bring them to me. We'll start a walking team. If you have access, if you are in a sorority, if you are a member of a church with black women, please, please bring them to us, because black women lead every statistic and are dying faster and at higher rates than anybody else. And if we can solve for the ones in greatest need, we can solve for everyone in the country. So please help us do this and start a movement. Last, you can sponsor a city. If you are in Oakland, if you are in Gary, if you are in Flint, if you are in Fort Lauderdale, and you care deeply about your city and you have some money to spare, help us sponsor a city. What that means is that we go into the city and we train neighborhood organizers to start neighborhood teams, to be city captains, to be recruiters, to be fitness instructors, to be outdoor trip leaders leading hikes up mountains. We train them to do it. It's easy to do. We're very good at doing it, and we do it for very cheap. Those are the ways that you can help. Now listen, these are the cities that we're about to take over in 2016. Be ready. Look, when you see Superhero Blue, go, hey, GirlTrek, honk for us. We are taking over these cities. The cities in red, we're already there. We're already there. You go to the park, say hi, because they'll say hi back to you. Tell them you saw me at Teach for America. They'll be like, hey, Morgan. All right. This is where you need to hit us up now. It's one small action you can take. At GirlTrek, you can hit us up on Instagram, Facebook, GirlTrek Healthy Black Women and Girls, and you can email me with all of your bold ideas of how we can get better. Thank you so much.